Took the Cartiers off my face to see a lot of niggas just in the way.
What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you want to call me. And we are back for another one. Alright, y'all, new topic. Let's run this down real fast. Big facts. Errol Spence confirms Terence Crawford undisputed fight for end of 2022's. Alright, y'all, so last night Frank Martin, a fighter that Errol Spence Jr. promotes, had a big victory, and during the after fight interviews, they interviewed Errol Spence Jr. once again, and he had a few things to say pertaining to the Terence Crawford undisputed fight and the contract negotiation that is ongoing. So he confirmed one thing. To me, he confirmed one thing, and that is that the negotiations are still ongoing, which is a good thing because Terence Crawford was threatening to walk away. And even I said that if it's not done by the end of this month, in the next, the middle of next month, it's probably not going to happen. I've been saying the whole time, though, I feel like it's probably not going to happen in 2022. Maybe the end, but more than likely 2023. But he did come out and confirm with this.
I think it's going to happen. We both want to fight. I want to fight. He wants to fight. And, it's going down to negotiations. So I think I definitely going to get the fight this year. And we're going to squad this year with the biggest fight in my life.
All right, y'all. So y'all heard what Errol Spence had to say. And he kind of conflicted himself with what he said. And let me say why I feel like he conflicted himself. He said that it's going to happen definitely this year. We're gonna make the biggest fight to start off this year for fight fans. And I think he might have misspoke. He conflicted himself with what he said, but I think he misspoke by saying we're going to start off this year. I think he actually meant to say is we're going to start off next year with the biggest fight of the year. But he said this year, and perhaps he said that because, the fight is so close to next year that he kind of mixed words and said the wrong thing. But he definitely did conflict himself with what he said. But once again, I think it was a he just misspoke on the year or the placement of the year, because by the time the fight's over with, the year will be over. I mean, you're not giving the fight fans the biggest fight of the start of the year. You're giving the fight fans the biggest fight of the end of the year. So perhaps he meant to say, hey, we're going to give fight fans the biggest fight of the end of the year, or perhaps he meant that we're going to give fight fans the biggest fight of the year to start off next year. I don't know. He just misspoke, and it sounded very conflicting, but it's what he said. But what I can take from what he said was a confirmation that they are ongoingly working on the fight. It's not over with yet. Neither side has walked away. Even though we had Terence Crawford threatening to walk away, we had Showtime, PBC, Fox Sports threatening to walk away. Nobody's walked away from this fight yet, which lets you know that the dollar amounts are huge for this fight. The fight's a big mega fight, and the fight is so big it can't just be walked away from by any party. The dollar signs are too high. Now we know what the conflict is with Terence Crawford. It's all about money. And the dollar signs not matching what he wants them to match up to be. As far as Errol Spence goes, he seems extremely confident that this fight is not only going to happen, but that he's going to win the fight. Every time they ask him about the winner of the fight and people saying that you're going to win, he gives that Texas grin and that humble giggle just to let you know I am that. No. I don't cuss on my channel for algorithmic reasons, but he'll let you know that he is that N, and he's the real N. Ain't no walking away from it. And he also said something else that was very interesting. They asked him, well, somebody else asked him as he was walking away from the ring, if you beat Terence Crawford, would that make you the top 5? Would that put you in the top 5 of greatest fighters of all time? And he said, and this is how you know that he's a good guy, humble guy, respectable guy. He said the right thing. He said, it's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. It's for boxing fans to decide. I don't place myself anywhere. Boxing fans place me where they place me at, and the history books have placed me basically where they place me at.
I don't know. That's for y'all to just decide, I guess. I mean, I done held the IBF for about 5.5 years. It might be one of the longest reigning world champion.
And that's the words of a humble man. That's the words of a real guy. A real dude would realize that it's not up to me to place myself anywhere. It's up to the history books and the boxing fans. But what he did say as well to that is, I've held the IBF title for 5 years, for around 5 years, and if that's not history making, and that doesn't put me amongst the top or the upper echelon of boxers in the world, I don't know what else will. I think that might be some type of record. I'm not sure if there are any other fighters that have actually held the IBF title for that long, and that's something else that's not being spoken about. Terence Crawford has been the WBO champion for about 4 years. Errol Spence has been the IBF champion for 5 years. So both of them might have a record setting. They both might have set records by holding titles for years at a time. And that would be amazing. That's amazing too in itself. Give both of those guys credit for that. Not just Errol Spence, but it takes a humble dude to basically say that it's not up to me, it's up to the fans and my accomplishments in the boxing ring. Now, what do you guys think about that? You guys think it's going to happen this year? You think Terence Crawford's going to hold out till next year because the dollar signs are not right? We could still not get this fight. Errol Spence is hoping it happens this year. He said he guaranteed it, but I don't feel like there's no guarantees in this situation, because we've been guaranteed things before that didn't actually happen. So I would never say that this fight is a 100% guaranteed go until they actually announce it and they show some signs, some signed up contracts, because there's been too much already speculation. Even though he's a part of the negotiating process, he would actually know if it's going to happen or not this year, because he's at the table with these people negotiating. So perhaps they've already signed something. Perhaps that 8 weeks was a real timeline. Perhaps that 8 weeks was for them to get everything in order, for them to get the dollars hashed out. Perhaps that was a measuring stick for the fight to happen. Maybe it wasn't the actual day that they're going to announce the fight, but let's say we'll give ourselves 8 weeks to work this process out, which could possibly be it. They might have just said, hey, well, we can't fix it immediately, but we can fix it in 8 weeks. You give us 8 weeks, we'll hash out everything. So I'm thinking that they will get it done, but 8 weeks from that date was like 2 weeks ago. That'll push us out into mid-September, and then the fight could possibly, people are saying it could possibly be made in October, mid-October, end of October, beginning of November. So it could be possible. I think it's wrong to place the fight there. I don't think it'll do as well when you're trying to have the fight compete with people's Thanksgiving and Christmas plans and saving the money and all this. But hey, those people are smarter than I am when it comes to making boxing matches and matchmaking and all this stuff. So I'll just stay in the fans' place and say I'm hopeful that it happens at the end of the year. But if it happens in 2023, so be it, man. You know, at least we get in the fight. Hit that like button for me. Share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You're more than likely to get a response on the tubes, or holler at me over there if you want a response. I'm done rambling for now. Yeah, I'm done rambling for now. It's your boy, Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you want to call me. And we are out of here.